It's Sunday, October 25th, and I'm pissed off today because of Google. I use Google for a lot of things, and Google is my main communication device with the outside world in terms of email. Now, I use Google also when I'm sending out my animations. And as you know, I send out a rant every week, every day of the week, actually. And occasionally I send out another animation. I've kind of backed off doing long animations for the time being because of my ranting. I've done over 200 consecutive rants, and I'm happy with the rants, and I'm happy with the responses that I get from the audience. But all of a sudden, Google, in its infinite wisdom, has decided to change some of the rules for my use of Google. Specifically, it's my use of Gmail. And so what's happening, they started blocking my email addresses, blocking them and saying nothing. They don't tell you exactly why they're blocking it. They give you a list of things that they could find, like the email address has been closed, it's not open, it's not accepting anything. But the last time around, they said I was sending out too many emails. I was violating their volume rule. Did you know they had a volume rule? I didn't know they had a volume rule. Maybe this is something new because they're trying to protect the world from the hackers who might be trying to persuade people to vote for either Biden or Trump. So maybe that's why Google has gone totally off the wall. So they sent me a message the other day that says, you have exceeded your qualified email volume for the day, for the past 24 hours. And they said something like the volume that I was set at was 500 emails. But I don't send out 500 emails, even with my rant every day, which goes to about 80 people, and then all odds and ends, so maybe I do 100, 150 a day, right? They didn't say 500. Now, I can accept it if they told me that way up front. But this is a hidden thing. And here's the big problem. I write them notes, which explains the whole situation to these people. But there's no human that's prepared to respond to me. They haven't set up even a robot to read my notes and respond to me. And there's no customer service number. I would like to talk to somebody human over there and explain the situation and tell them that I am not violating it, and I am not a robot, and I am not all these other evil things that people worry about in the technology world. So that's my big complaint, my really big complaint, is I cannot get anybody to talk to. They don't have a customer service number, they don't have anything. And I guess they do that because they really don't want to talk to anybody. Because if they were talking to people, they'd need hundreds of people, thousands of people, because there's all kinds of little itty-bitty things that happen in technology. Anyhow, I tried to get in contact with them through the software that they have set up to accept it, and I open up and explain the problem, and it comes back that this problem was related to them 4 years ago, and they have 20 or 30 responses to it, and then they closed it. They closed it. The problem's not solved. It's very frustrating. Anyhow, the bottom line was, after I went through this exercise, I decided, screw it. I'm going to open another email account. So I did. I opened an email account called Stanley Ranter. So I'm Stanley Ranter number 3 from now on when I am sending out my rant. I am not intending to use Stanley 3 Ranter for any kind of personal business. It's strictly an exclusive account set up so that I can send my rants out. The advantage of that is I have a fixed audience. I don't have to do a lot of extra work. I'll just go to Ranter Stanley or StanleyRanter.3.gmail. And I will send out a rant. And if you people out there want to respond, you can respond to that rant. Just respond to that rant. That rant and that email address will be exclusive only for ranting purposes. We will not be talking about weddings and anniversaries and political things on that site. That'll be reserved for my regular email account, which is zadiecat4@gmail. So I am now walking around with 2 email accounts because of Google's stupidity. The stupidity being not that they have a set of rules that they don't tell anybody. The stupidity being that you can't contact them and speak to a human. Because occasionally, some humans are intelligent enough to understand the problem that you're faced with. And then, of course, maybe you'll get a solution. Because when their automated system gives me an answer, it doesn't give me an answer. It's like when the light goes on your automobile, the check engine light. And then you find out that the check engine light means that your gas cap is loose. Why don't they just tell you your gas cap is loose? Why doesn't Google tell you this is the reason? Not it could be one of 23 different reasons and one of 45 different variations. So as you can see, I'm a little pissed off this morning. Although I did take time to relax by making myself some gazpacho. Have a nice gazpacho recipe if anybody's interested in making gazpacho. And that's it for today. That's it. And I am sorry that I'm telling you this story and probably boring you to death with it, but in any event, it's probably happening to millions of people around the world where they can't get a straight answer from any of these technology companies. I don't think Google is the only one that's acting like this. I'm sure if you went to Twitter, or you went to Facebook, or you went to Instagram, or whatever else is out there, you'd get the same runaround, robotic runaround. That's a new term, robotic runaround. And with that, I'm going to say goodbye for today, and I'll see you in the morning.